Welcome to Parkview Elementary Flipped Classroom. Today we're going to talk about negative numbers and the number line. Here's some instructions on watching the video. In your math journal, find the first two clean pages so you have one on the left and one on the right. On the left side is your My Thinking side, and this is going to be your title, Negative Numbers. Underneath, Lesson Objective. You will fill this in after the video. Now you're going to pause the video and fill in what you know about negative numbers. You will now list what I learned. Do not fill this in until Friday, because we're going to do the whole chapter. Skip about 3 lines and write proof. Do not fill in the proof either, because you will do it on Friday. Skip 4 lines and write reflection. Again, do not fill it in. Draw your traffic light at the top and do not fill it in. Take notes on the right side in your math journal. You can use them this week in class and on the test either Friday or Monday. Pause and start the video while taking notes. I will check your math journals each day for your notes and your whisk. Here's the big idea. Negative numbers are the opposite of positive numbers. For every positive number, there is a corresponding negative number. Let's learn. Negative numbers are numbers that are less than 0, and positive numbers are greater than 0. And you will see that some of the times you will see different wording, and you'll know whether they're negative or positive. Negative numbers have the negative sign in front of them. Positive numbers do not have a plus sign in front of them, because it is understood that such numbers are positive. You will see wording that says less than 0, below 0. So you will see the word below, or you'll see a gain, that is a plus, that's a positive, or you'll see a debit, that's talking about money, and that is something you owe, and a credit, which is a positive, and that's something when someone gives you money. Let's practice. How would we write 36 degrees Fahrenheit below 0? Do you remember what I shared with you about the term, the wording? Well, we see a word that says below. That will tell me this will be a negative. So we write it 36 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. I do not have to write below 0 because of the negative sign. Here is a debit of 10,540. A debit is something you owe. It's money that you have to pay. So we put a negative sign in front of it to show that it is a negative number. Here is a gain of 45 yards. Well, in football, when you gain yardage, it's a plus, so it's positive. So we just write it 45. 29,035 feet below sea level. Again, here's the word below. Put a negative sign, and I write it this way. So how do we represent negative numbers on a number line? Like positive numbers, negative numbers can also be represented on a number line. On a horizontal number line, the numbers become greater when we move to the right and less as you move to the left. Here's an example. Here is 0. If I move to the right, the numbers increase. If I move to the left, the numbers become less. On the number line, 4 is greater than 1 because it lies to the right. Negative 4 is less than negative 1 because negative 4 lies to the left of negative 1. 0. 0 is neither positive or negative. 0 is its own opposite. Vertical number lines. Remember, on a vertical number line, the numbers become greater as they increase and move up. They become less when they move down. So 0 is greater than negative 1 because it's above. Negative 5 is less than negative 2 because it lies below. Notice every positive number, there's a corresponding negative number. For an example, we have a positive 3. And it also has a corresponding negative 3. Both are the same distance from 0, but are on opposite sides. Positive 3 lies 3 intervals above 0. Negative 3 lies 3 intervals below 0. You say that 3 is the opposite of negative 3, and negative 3 is the opposite of 3. Now, let's draw a horizontal line to represent the numbers from 0 to 6 and their opposites. So I'm going to put 0 here, and I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'll put their opposites. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6. See how I put their opposites? Let's try on a vertical number line. Remember, to represent means to mark on the number line to show which numbers you're choosing. So I'm going to start here with 0. And I'm going to put 25, negative 26, negative 27, negative 28, negative 29, negative 30, negative 31, negative 32, negative 33, negative 34. Now I will represent these numbers. So I will represent 26, negative 26. I will put an X. 29. Negative 30. Negative 32. And negative 34. I represented by placing an X or a circle. Here's a common mistake. When you compare negative and positive numbers, be careful to think about the sign of the numbers. 5 is greater than 3 because 5 is to the right of 3 on a number line. But negative 5 is less than 3 because negative 5 is to the left of positive 3 on a number line. I drew a number line. and I had 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I had -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. -5 is to the left of 3. So it is less than. In summary, all numbers have an opposite number. The only difference is the sign. When comparing two negative numbers, the number with the greater numeral is actually the smaller number. So the number with the greater numeral is actually the smaller number. In this lesson, you have learned that negative numbers are less than 0. You have learned that negative numbers can be represented on a number line. Now it's time for your whisk. Turn your page and write your whisk in your journal. See you tomorrow. Whisk, where and when you watched the video. Summary of the video. Questions you have, or write a math problem and solve it.